This is Parveen. Today we are on the last session of class 8 history, chapter 2, rise and growth of company power. Till now we have seen that how company extended their power in India, and in our last session we have seen that how they have put up their administrative system in India. Like they have made many regulating acts or petty acts to control administrative system in India. Now moving further in this particular session, this is the last session of completing this chapter. We are going to learn about the different charters or different acts made by Britishers to control administrative system in India. There are 4 charters which they have made. The Charter Act of 1793. In this particular act, the Governor General become the main power in all over India. As we have seen that Governor General of Bengal becomes the Governor General of India. So Governor General of India has a complete control over the administrative system. Then Vice President in the time of absence of Governor, and according to this act, if in any case Governor General of India was not there, Governor General of India can appoint Vice President who can take care of administrative system till Governor General will not come back. Then it has passed one more act, that Indian Revenue. British officers or company members who are working in India, they will be paid by the Indian revenue system. Whatever revenue they are getting from India, their payment will come from those revenue which they get from Indian land or taxes. So this is all about the Charter Act of 1793. Then second Charter Act was passed in 1813. Under this act, it is all about the trading system. Before the trade was only open to Britishers. They have a monopoly of trade in India, but after this act 1813, trade was open to all Englishmen. That means there is no monopoly of Britishers in trading system. Only they have a monopoly of trade with China and trade in tea. Other than that, any European country can travel to India for the purpose of trading. Then sum of 1 lakh rupees spent annually on literature and promoting scientific knowledge in India, so that there will be a new method and techniques of production. Now moving further, third Charter Act was passed in 1833. According to this act, the company which has a power, which has a monopoly power on trading with China, they lost their monopoly of trade with China. Then the act passed to acquire property. One more act was passed through which Englishmen or Europeans, they have a right to have a property in India. That means they have given the right to property in India according to this particular act. All the presidencies under control of general, all the 3 presidencies like Madras, Bombay and Bengal, all the 3 presidencies comes under the control of Governor General of India. And there was the new member in council, that is 4th member, who is called as law member. And this law member acts as the legal advisor to the Governor General of India. Then in the 4th act, it was passed in 1853. According to this act, law member or the 4th member of Governor General becomes the complete member of council, and Governor General has a right to appoint any 2 members of the council. He has given the right to appoint any 2 members of the council, and all these administrative system is directly controlled by the British Parliament. So these are the 4 Charter Act through which British Parliament tries to control the administrative system in India. Then moving on further about the judicial administration. As we have seen that in 1772 by Warren Hastings, Governor General of Bengal, he introduced the judicial system in India. He makes 2 courts, that is Diwani Adalat and Faujdari Adalat. Diwani Adalat is working with the collector to collect the revenue, to collect the land revenues and all, and Faujdari Adalat will handle the criminal cases and civil cases. Then 1833, a law commission has been set up in India, and Indian Penal Code was set up in 1833, so that decisions can be taken easily according to the Indian Penal Code. Then army, to control the army or to have an army power in India, Britishers also set up the army, Indian army, where they have Indian soldiers, and those Indian soldiers are controlled by British officers. Last one is police. In 1792, each district has divided into different thanas, and each thana has its own daroga. And they have chowkidars for village, and these police has a main responsibility to maintain law, peace and order in each district or in each village. So I hope you understand the growth and rise of the company power in India. If you are having any doubt, you can ask me in comment. Till then, thank you.